Okay, Jill, you can resume on the same. So we're going to talk about basic interface of, basic knowledge of interface.
Okay.
So we talk about the interface that you're using and on cables, etc. So if you're going to have your analog camera and IP camera,
Yes.
and then the pickups, how do you connect them and which kind of cable do you use for each scenario? So you can see for analog camera, you can use a coaxial cable. For network camera, you can use a Cat6 cable, and for display, just use HDMI. So this is just a basic information. And some of the interfaces that we commonly interact with in our products, BNC. So this BNC interface is found between the camera's interface, the analog camera, and the DVR or XVR. So RCA cable. So just this is a common video cable, and we have VGA, DVI, and HDMI. So you can see BNC supports up to 4K. So you can use a 5 megapixels camera in a BNC interface. For this kind of cable, you cannot use for up to 480p, 480 pixels. You remember when we were talking about resolutions, we talked about 480p, which is 0.5 megapixels, not even 1 megapixel. VGA supports up to 3 megapixels.
3 megapixels.
Yes. DVI is up to 4 megapixels, while HDMI supports 4K. So a BNC, you see, this is a DVR. This is a DVR with the interface for
analog.
Yes, the analog camera. And also we have DVRs. The DVRs can also support the RCA interface, VGA interface, and DVI and HDMI. So some of the audio interfaces. So we're talking about the video interfaces. So some of the audio interfaces that are common and you can interact with: Phoenix head interface, the RCA, BNC. So BNC supports video and audio. So you can transmit video and audio over coaxial cable. We have 3.5 millimeter jack, a microphone in the camera. So
The camera.
Yes, microphone. So for the 3 millimeter jack, we have different types. So you can check this one later, but it's rarely that you interact with it. So network interface, we have the RJ45. So we talked about this one. EPON. So the transmission mode for EPON is 2 channels, but 2 directions transmission, while SFP is 2 channels and 2 direction transmission. Maybe you can check later about what this one entails. Then BDI. So for RJ45 is common for switches. This EPON used for connections between a device and a switch. If I'm not wrong, it provides an interface for RJ45 to fiber. This one is an SFP used to connect among switches. So you see the interface here is fiber connects here, while here RJ45 connects.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, this one is just connection between a device and a switch. So more like the API. Some of the fiber interfaces include this. So we have different types of connectors, the LCFC. You can check this one later and can get good tutorials on this. So even better than what's here. Yes. So another interface that is common is RS485. So RS485 in Dahua products are found in DVRs. So in DVR, if you find an RS485, it can be used to control PTZ. So those analog cameras, you can connect to the RS485 and do control on them. There's an interface called RS232. So this RS232 interface is the one that we use as Dahua. So you can see here debugging. So from the technical side at Dahua, we use this interface maybe for resetting, installing new firmware, interacting with the device at the back end side or the software side, we use this RS232. Also, if you're going to do some bit of debugging, which is an advanced part of code training in Dahua, there's some training that will show you how to do debugging on using this RS232. So some cases you might find you're facing some issues with the DVR that's beyond you or something that you don't understand. We use this interface to do debugging and interacting with the device. So USB interface, so you understand USB, a SAS interface, mini SAS, is used for expansion or adding more storage externally. Some of the interfaces for the cameras, we have interfaces for alarms. Some cameras support interfaces for alarms, audio. There's the video. Even other cameras have HDMI outputs. Yes. So you can connect an alarm device directly to a camera. So the sensor is like an alarm input to the camera. So we have alarm input and alarm output for some cameras. And IoT cameras are for cameras that do inbuilt sensors. So cameras alarm output. So you can have an alarm output from the camera using the Ethernet, where the signal is sent to the NVR, then NVR connects to a party. Yes, alarm system. You can have scenario where you're having in analog camera, you're having the video also coming with the alarm. So the BNC, the coaxial cable will transmit both video, audio, even alarm signals. So camera audio interface connect to siren. So we have audio interface to connect to alarm, siren, or even to the recorder directly. So we have output for the audio interfaces and the input. So power input, how do we power cameras? You can use Cat6 power over Ethernet. And even you can use even DC direct power to the camera. So you can see, especially if IP cameras comes with both the PoE ports, and you can also use the DC direct. For analog cameras, yes.
The cameras we have here, they have two cables. I think one is for the power, but again, someone told me you can use one.
Yes, you can use one. You can use only this. You see this one RJ4485, RJ45. Sorry, you can use this one just to do the connection between the camera and the switch will power the camera.
Oh, so the other one is useless if you don't connect it.
Yes. But if you don't have a PoE switch, you can use the other interface now. So we talk about the interface that the recorder has. So this interface applies to an IP. This one's an NVR because you can see these ports here, RJ485. So some models of the NVR provide So these ones provide power to the camera. Just connect a cable here to the camera directly, and the camera will be powered and also transmit information. So the maximum number of power output for NVRs, you have 16 PoE. So when we are doing naming of our products, we'll talk about what the values indicate. So maybe some other key interface, you have HDMI, we talk about this one, and even the alarm outputs, and RS485 for connecting PTZ cameras. So you can connect PTZ from here. So if you're going to use an IP camera, you can use RS485 to control the PTZ, or you can still connect it from the network. No need to connect the RS485.
Okay.
Yes. So I talked to you before that XVR can have both IP camera and analog camera.
Analog cameras.
Yes. So what you need to connect is just a cable to the switch to here, and then the cameras to the switch. At the same time, you can connect these analog cameras to these ports here.
Okay.
Yes. Recorder video output. So the output display can be either VGA or HDMI. So the interfaces look like this. Sometimes you can have multiple HDMI, like 3 HDMIs. However, the two of them, or sorry, if you have maybe a device with two VGA and 3 HDMI, so one of the VGAs is bound with one HDMI, meaning like the output for the HDMI will be the same as the output for the VGA. But you can still have 2 screens, one screen showing some videos, another screen showing some other videos, channels.
Okay.
Yeah. Alarm output, sorry, audio input. So remember when we were talking about pickup when we began the training?
Yes. Yes.
You can connect speaker directly to the
XVR.
To the XVR or NVR. So also audio can be sent to the NVR using the camera and the network cable. Also, you can use the coaxial cable. And audio output, you can connect to the audio output to the speaker directly or the HDMI. So they may transmit both audio and video. So alarm inputs for our DAW products include the alarm input ports. So it's usually indicated, or this it's usually be indicated on the NVR or XVR. So while also the alarm can be sent via network or coaxial cable.
Coaxial.
So the output for the alarms, the first ports in the NVR. And if you want to do connector PTZ, I told you when you want to do connector on PTZ on to control the PTZ camera in XVR or DVR, you connect to this port. You see this one?
Yes.
Yes. There are 2 cables, yellow and purple. You connect them to this port. Now you can control the PTZ. So it goes direct to the cable.
The PTZ.
Yes. Well, if you are using an IP camera, there's no need for you to connect these cables here. However, you can connect, but it's good just to use the network cables, and you can control the PTZ. This one's easier, much easier. So debugging. This is our side. So this one is information for internal side. Power input, power output. This is just common information. Cable introduction. So the coaxial cable that we use in our products. So it's this. So it can either be RG59 or RG6. So the difference, one of them has transmit power. It's just one cable, but has multiple cables inside. So a network cable, Cat 6, Cat 5, a fiber cable. So I think this is the basic for this training. It was short. So I think we can end our training for today. Then we'll resume tomorrow. So if you have anything, something that was not clear, you will send it. You can message me directly. Also, I'll just send the videos to the group and for the link for the videos.
Yeah.
So
Please, can you also send the video for tomorrow?
Video for yesterday?
For yesterday.
Yeah, I will. I'll need to prepare them, then I'll send.
No problem.
Okay, thank you for your time. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day too.
So we resume tomorrow. I'll communicate the correct time so that we know. I'll send the time, appropriate time, so that we can begin tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too.